really hope people take away that, you need to be really young at heart, and it's important just to keep your inner child in you alive, because it's just the most important thing in life.
What's the number between 1 and 6?
Number between 1 and 6, 5.
When I first heard they were flying, I'm like, not gonna happen, this is Yellowknife. No, we're just gonna be flapping our arms and pretending. Then when I actually found out it was happening, I'm like, oh my god, I really have to get over my fear of heights, like right now. Right now, or else I'm gonna be screaming on stage, it's gonna be terrible.
I honestly thought that there wouldn't be, because hey, Sir John's not gonna fly, kids. But then when they actually got the people to do it, and I was like, hey,
Yeah, pretty much. Like once she meets it,
I'm actually
and she's gonna do
excited
Bell's
that I
thing.
get to be a part of a show that
stuff.
actually involves flying. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the flying part.
I got really excited when I heard there might be flying because, I don't know, Peter Pan's like my favorite movie and I've always wanted to fly, so it was really exciting. Plus it's a first for Yellowknife.
At first, when they said there was going to be flying, I didn't believe them, actually. But then I got really interested because, we'd be the first people to fly ever. So I got excited, and yeah, I was just really excited, and I was really hopeful that we could actually fly on stage.
My heart, just died because I'm afraid of height. I get a lot of anxiety, and I start to have panic attacks, and, I even think about height, so I'm kind of just like, can I have my part taken away then? I don't feel like flying. But now it's kind of just like, what the heck was I thinking?
When I heard that they'd actually be flying Peter Pan, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, is this actually happening? And I didn't quite know how they would do it. Because I didn't know how NAC would be able to do it, because NAC isn't one of the bigger theaters, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing for Yellowknife, and we're gonna be the first person in the Northwest Territories, and it's yeah, I just thought it was so cool.
I was really excited.
Flying feels not as uncomfortable as you might think. You're kind of just dangling. You don't really have much control of your body, but it's alright. It feels awesome being 5 feet in the air.
It kind of feels like a diaper.
Boom.
Hurt me in parts that I cannot tell in front of camera.
I now know what it's like to be that tall. It's a good feeling to look down on people finally.
I was nervous at first to fly, but I don't know, I wouldn't say scared, just more jittery, like butterflies.
It feels like freedom. It's just it's different than a roller coaster, because you're sitting down on this, you're not resting on anything. It's bringing you from your back, and you don't feel where it is from. You feel it tension from your whole body. Flying, it's just it's freedom.
When I heard that we might be flying, I got really excited, and I knew that I wanted to get the role of Peter Pan, so that way I would be able to fly, and it's fun.
When we first heard that there was going to be flying in Peter Pan before we got the part, so the first thought was that I really hope I don't get a flying part, because I was just terrified of it. So yeah, that was my first thought, and then when I did hear get a flying part, I just was super nervous, terrified.
It's a mixture of, oh my god, I'm in the air, and then the huge atomic wedgie you have, mixed with the pain right here and the back pain from the big leather back in the harness. It's kind of like bittersweet wedgie mixed with pain and laughter.
I was not scared. I was nervous, because I didn't know what it was going to be at first, but it's fun once you're up there.
I was scared, yes. I was very scared.
Never. I was never scared.
I wasn't scared at all to fly. I just was like, okay, let's do this. I was I was born ready, only not actually. And I was just really excited about doing it and trying it out. And just doing it all, because it's so cool.
Well, you need a lot of core. Not as much core as I originally thought you would, but it's not a good idea to eat at McDonald's. Core. It doesn't feel good. So.
It is not at all hard to fly. It's super easy. The hardest part is keeping your back straight in a harness, which isn't even that hard. It's really easy.
It's so cool. It's really a once-in-a-lifetime experience to be a part of.
It helps bring the show to life. The fact that we're in the air, and I don't know, I think it's gonna really wow the audience.
It hurts your crotch, but other than that, like, it's a really exciting feeling.
It feels really cool. It gives you a wedgie, but like other than that, it's pretty cool.
When I learned that I was like only one of the few people who are going to fly, I thought that's an amazing experience. Like it's a one-in-a-lifetime thing because odds are we're not going to get something like this again at NAC.
There are no words to describe it. It's like you're in the air and you're weightless and like you can't touch the ground and you're just like, I know it's kind of scary having just realizing that like your safety is relying on a piece of metal and a cord, but when you're in the air and you kind of think about it, like you're weightless, you're not holding your weight, all you have to do is keep tense so you're not swinging all over the place. Like it's, I'm gonna sound really cheesy here and say it's magical.
What was the quote I used to live by? It was something, and it was so... Here it is. Here's my quote. The roof is not my son, but I will raise it.
Hi, my name is Mr. Daly, and I'm one of the fly guys here at Peter Pan. Knowing how hard and fast to pull the ropes, I think we shot some of the students up too fast originally, and they were a little bit frightened. I think they're quite used to it now, but it also doesn't look very natural if they just shoot up out of the air. I think the effect is more animated, like if they kind of float off the ground as opposed to just sort of get yanked off the ground, because then they look like a fish being pulled out of the water. We want them to feel like I believe and then I fly. I basically float off the ground and then I'm flying. Well, it's really fun, just in general, but the whole show, it's really fun to see all the students from the behind the scenes, from the side of the stage. I often come to these shows and laugh and enjoy them and sit out in the audience, and I have been in some of the shows here as well on small roles, but to just simply be there so close to the students working so hard, great fun. And then of course we have the students that were flying, so we have I guess another special relationship with them, that they are looking out to the side to give us kind of a thumbs up cue that they're ready, they're hooked into their harnesses, and then next thing you know we're lifting them off the deck as it said, and they're taking flight.
My name is Ryan McAlpine, and I am a flying director for Flying by Foy, and I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Well, I've flown Peter Pan a lot, probably 30 or 40 different Peter Pans, somewhere in that world. Well, this specific script was released about a year and a half ago, this Peter Pan Jr. And compared to the musical that like Mary Martin starred in and like Kathy Rigby, the script doesn't lead itself as much to the flying. The original script had a lot of keywords that they would fly during, so they would say something like, you think lovely, wonderful thoughts and up you go, and that's kind of a cue word for the operators to know that that's when they lift. And so there's a lot less hints in this script for people to know exactly when they have to lift. So it's just, there's challenges to figure out exactly how and when you fly someone. Well, I went to college. I went to in high school, much like these kids. I did stage crew and I worked backstage, and then I went to college for theater production. So I would build sets and work on productions. And then while I was on tour, I spent 5 or 6 years touring Broadway-style shows. And from there, the company I work for now asked if I wanted to do this full-time, just fly people. And so now that's all I do. It's just lift people off the ground. How much work? Well, there's additional rehearsals that have to be done to make it look good. Because I can come in and tell everyone what to do, but it's really all about a lot of practice. So the work that you have to put in is, I kind of require 3 days of rehearsals that are just mostly flying, and then those rehearsals kind of get implemented into the rest of the show after I leave, because I'm only here for a couple days.
Well, every show has its challenge. The reason that Peter Pan is a specific, more challenging show It has nothing to do with script or costuming or blocking or any of that stuff. Although the transitions on this, moving a pirate ship on and off, were a little tricky for us. Resetting the Darling bedroom. You see, the Darling bedroom needs specific set pieces in order for Peter to land on, because he's on a line that goes back and forth, right? So you have to build and create certain set pieces that are to specs so that he has the places that he can land on the set. Really, there's no risks. If you look at the pin and the way it's strapped into the harness in the back of these outfits, it goes through like a double hole, and then it pops into place. So it's very, the design is really foolproof. Like, there's no way that this kid can fall out of a harness in this thing. It's really, by design, once that kid's locked in, that kid's locked in. If the kids do what I think they're capable of doing, I am. So that's going to be based on what we see from them with their performance this week. I mean, there's some very strong individuals in the cast. And that said, with triple casting, what I like is that it forces students to challenge each other. Like, they'll see one go up that's very strong, and so they'll feel challenged by that, as opposed to if we just single cast it, and then how do you necessarily push that person to give a better performance. So yeah, I mean, certainly if the kids are, if they're on top of it and they get in there and they're in the right headspace and they're thinking their way through the show and they're on top of their game, high energy, good transitions, then I think the show will be really quite successful.